Original post, May 19, 2024. I, 35 female, married my husband, 38 male. We have been together for 10 years and have 2 children, 9 and 5. My husband works very hard. He has multiple jobs he works throughout the week. Recently we had a discussion about taking time off and spending some time together. It is difficult because of things in his past. He accumulated a lot of debt, which is why he works so much. I work over 60 hours a week and take care of the household and childcare things while much of his income goes to paying his debts. I keep up with the household. I do the housework, and lawn work, repairs, and he contributes where he can. Within this year, he has taken time off for family and co-worker events. He has scheduled time to take trips with his friends, and when he does so I'm the designated babysitter. Many days after he gets home, he is responsible for his parents. He takes them grocery shopping, fixes things at their house, and does some of their housework. I forgot to mention he is one of 5 and all 4 siblings live close to his parental home. His parents assist in childcare for his siblings but not for ours. I've told him my frustrations of being consistently placed on the back burner. The other day I lost it. I found out he invited his family to our house for a family reunion last week. I thought he took time off of work and he didn't. The house was a mess, and most of the mess is his. I was expected to clean the house, get the groceries, run the kids to their weekend events, start cooking and get the reunion set up as he set the time for 4 p.m., the time he gets out of work. The kids are helpful in doing their chores and cleaning their rooms. I got the house clean and by the time his family started pouring in I was stewing as he was at work. He asked me why there weren't any clean towels as he was going to take a shower and I freaked out in front of his whole family. I ran down the list of how I am always on the back burner for these people, how I am one person and I'm the one contributing to the household while he works just to pay off his debts, how I have no security or support in this relationship, and that he is like having another child and that all I feel like all I'm worth is occasional sex whenever he is in the mood. I let it all out. I ended with "I'm done." I packed a bag and I took off. I'm sitting in a parking lot hysterical. And no, the kids weren't present, they were outside playing. He is a good father to the kids, but as a husband, I feel like I am better off by myself. I have so much resentment towards him. And no, he hasn't called. He texted me loud and clear, which made me even more angry because this is exactly how he deals with everything. I'm now feeling like an asshole for going off and saying all I did, especially in front of his family. Am I the asshole? Update 1, May 20, 2024. Thank you all for all the advice, the kind words, and some kick in the pants type of support. I came here to see if I was the asshole and was body slammed with a lot of harsh truths. I'm not going to lie, much of it was cathartic to hear that I'm not the asshole and it hurts to hear that I am being taken advantage of. So, here's where I'm at. After the loud and clear text, I was bombarded with phone calls and texts from his family. I sent a message to my husband to give me some space and if he had any care for me and this relationship to call off his dogs. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb with the exception of my children's iPad. I had called my mother, sent her some money, and she picked them up for a special grandma date and sleepover. Once they were there, I FaceTimed them and told them I was working. I'm not working. I had a secret rainy day fund and splurged on a nice hotel and spa day, had a few drinks, cried my eyes out some more and just spent the day unplugged and journaled all my feelings. I haven't had time to do any of that in a very long time. After that, I mustered up the courage to open Reddit and read my fate, and wow was I surprised. I was fully expecting a ton of "you are the asshole" comments. To clear up a few things. I shamefully do not know the length of his debts, much of it was from his parents putting bills in his name, others are just mismanagement of money, credit cards. I took over the finances after I found a letter in the mail saying that we were going to lose the house. I was contributing to the household bills at the time, and he was doing the finances. I trusted things were well. This was after marriage and after kids. We went to counseling because of it and he said he was ashamed and afraid to tell me the truth. I took over about 3 years ago and I told him to focus on clearing his debt and I'd hold the household down while he did. I did not expect it to take this long, and with inflation, everything has just become more expensive and that much more hard for me. I was supposed to go back to school and that was put on hold so I could catch up on what we were behind, hence the working 60+ hours. I'm a nurse and I work 12-hour shifts and capitalize on overtime where I can. I agree with the comment saying I'm burned out. I realized this today. I realized at work or at home I'm constantly in critical thinking caregiver mode. My job is to care and problem solve for everyone but myself. To clear up the comment that his family doesn't watch our kids is because they did so one time and threw it in our faces and I said never again. I see how they use him. I have said something before and he returns with, One day they won't be here and I'll wish I could have done more. I told him that's fine, but you have siblings that are equally responsible, some that don't have spouses or kids that can contribute. As far as the house and things go, he does really help when he can. Don't jump on me, I just want to be truthful. I think it came across that he comes home and does nothing. He just works up to 16 hours 7 days a week, so a lot of times it's me doing the majority of it. As far as the trips goes, yeah, that's a sore spot. He tells me about them, he takes the day off, and it pisses me off. I have to beg for time, and if and when we do get it, we end up in a fight, or I have to plan everything, or we can't get sitters and sit home and he sleeps all day. And to be honest, I'm so full of resentment that it's almost too little too late. Like when I'm around him I'm just so pissed off. He says I always have an attitude and that he's trying, but nothing is ever good enough. So, I just stopped and accepted my fate, hence the blow up. I haven't spoken to him yet besides telling him to call off his family. I'm enjoying the peace, I'm enjoying being by myself, and just being present and aware of my feelings. Knowing my kids are safe and I can truly take some time for myself, and my mental health right now is everything. I know tomorrow I have to go back to reality and deal with everything. I promise to update when I can. I'm sorry to leave you all hanging if this isn't the update you had hoped for. I just want to enjoy this escape a little while longer while I can before my world implodes. Thank you all, and please keep the advice coming. I truly am alone on this one and need all the advice and support I can get. Update 2, May 21, 2024. Update: thank you all again for all the advice. I woke up this morning with a clear head. I'm still upset and disappointed. I had tons of voicemails from his family. I don't have the energy to listen through them all. I don't care, like I said, I'm angry, but I also feel embarrassed. I did call my husband this morning. I could tell by his voice he didn't sleep last night, and he confirmed that he in fact did not. He told me after the blow-up he asked everyone to leave. He was surprised to see my mother as I sent her to pick up the kids. He said that's when it really became real. We had a long conversation. I did apologize for exploding and doing so when I did and not communicating better. He said he understands why I felt like I couldn't and was actually glad it happened the way it did. His family finally got to see how much they affected his home. According to him, after I left he laid into them and told them that he can no longer be the only one to help his family out and that a lot of the mess he's in is their fault. He said that after the blow-up he told his siblings they need to step up and help with his parents. His parents were obviously upset with the whole ordeal. I couldn't care less, to be honest. They couldn't believe that they are such a burden because they asked for a little help from time to time. I just rolled my eyes in disgust as he was talking. My new space along with my feelings of hurt and anger just let me speak all my truths. I had nothing left to give or lose, so I told him how I felt about everything. He sat in silence for a while, then finally broke down and said he feels like a failure. He's ashamed of the debt, and how much he has let us down. He said he was exhausted and has been feeling depressed because he couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel and feels as though he's ruined our future. That he goes out with his friends to feel normal and himself because all he does is work. That he does this because of this black cloud that's been hanging over him. I wasn't my best self in that moment and told him to save me the self-pity, it's pathetic. That he got himself into this mess and I'm digging him out. I'm depressed too. There's a ton of crap I want to do that I can't do because I'm financially unable to do so. I went off, however the past 3 years his income has gone solely to debt repayment, yet there's no end in sight, because I haven't even seen the so-called debt. I've given him my all and as much support as I could gather, but I'm angry. This isn't the life I pictured or set myself up for either. It's not the life my kids deserve. I've missed out on so much because I'm working or I'm cleaning or I'm just so tired I can't even open my eyes. I told him he has no one to blame but himself. I think my disdain was concerning. He said he will show and prove, that he will print out his creditor report and list out all the debt he has along with all his pay stubs and bank records and the receipts of what's paid off and whatever else I want as far as his finances are concerned. He promised me my hard work was not in vain and that he is almost debt-free. Come to find out his parents opened credit cards and bills in his name when he was younger, and accrued close to $100,000 of debt in his name, not including interest. They trashed his credit and that's why it has taken so long. According to him, he has been fighting with the collection companies to settle, trying to consolidate or get a lower interest as it was multiple companies and debts. What I didn't know is some were so bad his wages were being garnished. He was in tears and said he didn't know how to tell me, that he didn't even know the extent of what they did. He was basically working all these hours with nothing to take home to us and accruing more debt just to survive. I stayed silent. My blood was boiling. He didn't even realize he just helped me make my decision. He jokingly said my outburst took care of the family situation and that is why he texted me loud and clear. meaning he and they got the message. I told him I didn't find it funny. It's a shame that it took an outburst for me for everyone to hear what I've been saying all along, that he's an idiot for not filing charges against his parents and just taking it up the ass and allowing it to ruin my life and the children we created lives. I told him he's spineless and I feel so stupid. He said he didn't call me because he knew how mad I was and was scared he would say the wrong thing and say things just like that. I thanked him for the honesty and the conversation and told him I am so broken, angry and hurt right now that I can't even pick up my pieces, let alone his. Right now, I need to clear my head. He said he's willing to do whatever it takes to turn this around. He even suggested marriage counseling. He told me he used his PTO and took the rest of the week off to work on this. I lost it and sobbed uncontrollably. If it was that easy to take time off, why now and not then? I asked him why didn't I matter before we got here? Why now? I told him he needs the time off to find counseling, both personal and legal. That I won't be coming home. He asked me if I was serious. He begged me to rethink my decision. He said all the things I've been wanting to hear. He asked me where I was going to go, and what about the kids and the house and the bills. That I couldn't tear the kids from the only home they know. I simply replied, I know this is what needs to be done and I've already set the ball in motion. He hung up on me. I cried, then went to get the kids. We are going to have a wonderful week in a somewhat fancy hotel and swim in the pool and order room service and make some memories. I took some of the money I had saved in my rainy day fund and extended my hotel stay to include me and the kids. I have an awful lot to catch up on with them. The look on their faces when I said, "No, mommy doesn't have to work tonight," was priceless. I also have an appointment with legal consultants tomorrow. Hopefully, I can talk to a lawyer and figure out what's next. Wish me luck everyone and thanks again. Story 2, I broke up with my lying boyfriend. Today, I found out that everyone else was lying and he was being truthful. Original post, October 28, 2015. A year ago, I was about to move in with my first serious boyfriend Josh, with whom I was head over heels in love, when one of my closest friends said that Josh had shown them a nude photo of me on his phone when he was drunk during a party. 5 or 6 more of my friends corroborated the story and told me that Josh also talked in extreme detail about our sex life when showing the photo. It was sickeningly detailed. This did not sound at all like Joshua. When I asked him what the heck was going on, he denied everything. He eventually got very angry and started calling all of my friends liars. At one point, he showed up at my place while some of them were visiting and things got a little physical. It was really a very strange turn of events in my life. Josh seemed so worked up and all of my close friends were calling him a liar. Josh had taken photos of me on his phone, which I know is stupid but heat of the moment and everything. So I trusted my friends and I broke up with Joshua. It was heart-wrenching. Josh begged me to believe him. He started tearing up, nearly punched the wall, and left angrily. I was really grossed out at the time and felt super conflicted. A few months later, I started dating one of the friends named Alex, who had told me about Josh showing everyone the photo. All of my friends were pushing me to date Alex at the time. We didn't really sync, and it didn't go past a few months, but we remained friends of sorts. So today, another friend sends me a message that says he just wanted to get something off his chest. The story about Josh wasn't true and were really trying to get me to date Alex, so they made up that story about Joshua. After talking to a few of the other people, including Alex, it's all come out that they were lying. It was this orchestrated event that totally changed my life forever. Apparently, they hated Josh and thought he was bad for me and an asshole. That was my decision. I'm shaking right now. I cried in the office bathroom for about 2 hours afterwards. I loved Josh so much. We were planning a life together. And I've been friends with that group since high school. I guess I'm supposed to stop talking to my friends, right? I cannot possibly come back from this and still talk to them, right? This basically nukes my group of friends. But how could I ever even look at them again? Also, I need closure with Joshua. Can I call him? Should I call him? Should I unblock him on Facebook and message him? What do I do? Update 1, November 6, 2015. Even though everyone seemed to think this was a terrible idea, I sent Josh an email on Friday. I copied it here. Josh. I don't know if you are still connected to anyone on Facebook, but if you are, you probably already know why I am sending this. And I know it is totally unfair and selfish to contact you, but I cannot imagine going through the rest of my life without apologizing. So, before I say a bunch of embarrassing things, more than anything, I want to say that I am sorry I did not trust you. I am sorry I let other people decide our relationship. I am sorry for what I put you through. But I figure this might be my only chance to say this, so here comes the really lame, embarrassing stuff. I spent the past day thinking about the past year, where I would be if I had believed you, what my life would be like. Would we be engaged? Would we be married? I'm not over you. I want to try again. I'm not asking you to marry me, but if you ever find yourself thirsty, I would love to buy you a beverage of your choice. I want to talk to you again. I miss everything about our relationship. I miss you getting annoyed when I stole your French fries. I miss fighting with you over money. I miss making you breakfast. I miss watching The Office with you over and over and over. I miss you. My information is still the same. I would not blame you if you ignored and deleted this. Just know that I know. I am really sorry. So, I sent it and tried to take my mind off of it. Just writing it and sending it was extremely cathartic. I spent Saturday morning sitting around watching old movies when someone rang my doorbell. Assuming it was Amazon, I ignored it and waited for the delivery driver to leave so that I could sneak out and grab the package. I was in my robe. After a minute or two, I walked over to the door and looked through the hole. It was Joshua obviously. My heart leapt into my throat. I had been compulsively checking my phone for a response, but I was not expecting something like that. Everything in my house, including me, was pretty disheveled. I cracked the door, smiled, said hi, and told him that I had to get dressed really quick. What a terrible interaction. So I ran around my place throwing shit into corners, pulled my hair back, found something to wear, and went back to the door. I'm here for that beverage. I only had OJ and water, which was also pretty embarrassing, but Josh stuck around anyways. He didn't ask many questions really. I started to talk about the nude photo incident, but he said he didn't really care to talk about it. We both know all of the details now. The conversation eventually grew a bit aimless, and we were just talking like old times. It was wonderful. He asked if I was hungry. I wasn't really, but of course I said I was. We went to a nearby burger place that we used to go to all the time. He did ask whether or not I had dated Alex. He didn't seem too upset by my answer. I asked him if he had dated anyone. He had a 6-month relationship in the interim. She sounded great, but I didn't pry. When we got back to my place, Josh asked what I was doing for the rest of the day. I said I don't have plans. We spent the rest of the day together, then the night. It's totally stupid to move that fast, but I'm not going to spend much time worrying about it. I'm feeling happy. We spent part of Sunday together too. Then Tuesday. And Wednesday. We discussed what we were doing. 2 single people dating each other, was the consensus. Exclusive? Yes. I think the world of him and will always regret what happened. No matter what though, I'm extremely happy I sent the letter to him. It's interesting to think that if he had actually done what everyone accused him of, and then I took him back, I would probably have trust issues. Now, obviously, I trust him to the core. He could tell me the world was flat and I'd have trouble questioning him. Just a weird thought I've been having. So that's the story. We are together again. Will it work out? I hope so. No matter what, things are better today than they were last week. I guess I am glad for OP, but I can't imagine even talking to someone, let alone taking them back after something like that happened. Also, does this kind of manipulative behavior not stop after around high school? Like, these are adults with jobs and stuff, this isn't some teenagers in high school or something. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.